The Galactic Academy's cafeteria fell into an eerie silence as every alien eye turned toward Table 47. Maya sat frozen, her fork suspended halfway to her mouth, as two Craxian cubs, each no larger than a house cat but infinitely more dangerous, scrambled up the legs of her table with surprising agility. Ryan watched from 3 tables away, his training kicking in immediately. Craxians were apex predators from a death world that made Earth look like a vacation resort. Their cubs, while small, possessed claws that could shred titanium plating and a bite force that exceeded most industrial presses. The adult Craxians in the cafeteria had already risen from their seats, their chitinous plates flaring in alarm colors. "Nobody move," Ambassador Thelax announced through the translation system, her voice carrying the harmonic distress signals of her species. "The cubs have imprinted on aggressive behavior. Any sudden movement will trigger their hunting instincts." Maya's dark eyes met Ryan's across the cafeteria. In that brief glance, he saw not fear, but the same calm determination that had gotten them through their xenobiology finals. She slowly lowered her fork, placing it on the table with exaggerated care. The larger cub, its scales shimmering with juvenile patterns, reached the tabletop and immediately approached Maya's tray. Its nostril slits flared as it investigated the strange human food. The second cub followed, chirping softly in what the translation matrix couldn't quite interpret. "Maya," Ryan called out softly, drawing several sharp glares from the Craxian parents. "They're curious, not aggressive." "I can see that," Maya replied, her voice steady despite the fact that one wrong move could cost her an arm. Or worse. "They're just babies, just babies." Ryan almost laughed at the absurdity. These babies were classified as Class 7 biological hazards. 43 species in the Galactic Assembly had filed formal complaints about allowing Craxians into the Academy at all, let alone permitting them to bring their offspring to Family Orientation Week. But Maya had always seen things differently. While other humans at the Academy kept their distance from the more dangerous species, she had volunteered for every xenobiology project, every cross-species cooperation exercise. She'd been the first human to successfully communicate with a Vrelnath, hive mind, and the only student who didn't flinch when the silicon-based thermoforms entered. A room at 300 degrees Celsius, the larger cub nudged Maya's hand with its snout, and the entire cafeteria gasped. Ambassador Thelax moved forward but stopped when Elder Krathix, the cub's parent, raised a clawed appendage. "Wait," the elder rumbled, his voice like grinding continental plates. "The human, she does not emit fear pheromones." Maya smiled, actually smiled, and slowly extended her hand palm up. The cub sniffed cautiously, then pressed its head against her palm. The action was so reminiscent of an Earth cat that Ryan felt his own tension ease slightly. "Hey there, little one," Maya said softly. "Your scales are beautiful, just like your parents." The second cub, emboldened by its sibling, clambered onto Maya's lap. The cafeteria erupted in shocked chittering, clicking and whistling across dozens of species' vocal ranges. Ryan stood up, ready to intervene if needed, but Maya caught his eye and shook her head almost imperceptibly. She understood something the rest of them didn't. These weren't monsters. They were children. Maya reached into her pocket slowly, always slowly, and retrieved a small piece of synthetic protein from her rations. She'd been saving it for later, but she offered it to the cub on the table. The creature examined it with surprising delicacy before consuming it with a happy chirp. "They're not hunting," Maya explained, loud enough for everyone to hear. "They're exploring, learning. It's what children do." Elder Krathix moved forward now, his massive form causing the floor to tremble slightly. Ryan tensed, but the elder simply observed, his multifaceted eyes reflecting what might have been curiosity or respect. "You are not afraid of my offspring," the elder stated. "It wasn't a question, should I be?" Maya asked, stroking the cub in her lap with the same gentle motion she might use on a puppy. "They haven't shown any aggression. They're just curious about someone new. Most species flee or attack when confronted by Craxian young," the elder said. "It is why we are often isolated, why many fear us." Maya looked up at the towering alien, her expression thoughtful. "On Earth we have a saying, don't judge a book by its cover. It means don't assume something's nature based only on appearance." She smiled as the cub on the table nuzzled against her arm. "Your children are beautiful, Elder Krathix. and clearly well-mannered. The cafeteria remained silent, but the quality of that silence had changed. What had been fear-stricken tension now felt more like collective awe. Ryan watched as other students, tentatively at first, began to sit back down. Ambassador Thelax lowered her alert stance. Elder Krathix's mandibles clicked in what the translation matrix identified as profound emotion. You honor my family, human Maya. Craxians do not forget such gestures. As the elder gently collected his cubs, who protested leaving their new friend, Ryan made his way to Maya's table. She was still smiling, though he could see the slight tremor in her hands now that the danger had passed. You realize you just casually pet two of the most dangerous predator cubs in the known galaxy, right? Ryan said, sliding into the seat across from her. Maya shrugged. They were sweet. A bit like Earth ferrets, actually. Ferrets with diamond-hard claws and acidic saliva. Details. Maya grinned, then her expression turned more serious. You know what the real problem is, Ryan? Everyone's so focused on what could go wrong, on the dangers, that they forget to see the potential for what could go right. Ryan looked around the cafeteria. Students from dozens of species were now talking animatedly, and several were approaching Elder Krathix with what appeared to be genuine curiosity, rather than fear. The barrier had been broken, not through weapons or diplomacy, but through simple compassion. That's very human of you, Ryan said finally. Maybe that's what HFY really means, Maya replied, picking up her fork again. Not that we're the strongest or the smartest, but that we're willing to see past the fear. To reach out even when it's scary. She paused, then added with a smirk. Also, those cubs were absolutely adorable, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Ryan laughed, shaking his head. Leave it to Maya to befriend the galaxy's apex predators and make it look easy. As the cafeteria returned to its normal buzz of interspecies chatter, he realized something important. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their adaptability or resilience. It was their capacity to find common ground in the most unexpected places. And sometimes that started with two curious cubs and one fearless human at table 47.